Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys, I'm finally past that awkward. We are in Rhode Island. Does everyone know where Rhode Island is? Am I gonna be sad? Are you gonna have to look at a map? Or you probably don't even care if you don't know where it is. It's finally past that awkward time of the year where, like, during the daytime, you need short sleeves and shorts, but in the morning and at night, you need like sweatpants and a sweatshirt. It is finally crossed into the all day sweatshirt, sweatpants, or just pants. Not your pants, our pants, like not underwear. That's the disaster. I'm trying to say it's finally a little bit cold now that I know what it's going to be like. Forget it. Philomena Cunk, stop listening to me. No. Preemptive like, original link, top description. Let's go, guys. Hope everyone's doing well.
Greatest poets in English literature. How come nobody gives a shit about him today?
That's a complicated question.
It's weird that the Beatles LSD.
It's school. LSD. It's school, okay? There are so many things that I found out, like, wow, that's a really good story. Oh, that's really cool. That I did happen to, like, have something in school that I was ordered to do that I just didn't find cool because I was expected to do it. That's how my brain works. If you want me to not do something, tell me I need to do it.
Songs are so happy.
Okay.
It's weird that the Beatles LSD
Don't leave.
songs are so happy, isn't it? Because LSD isn't always a happy experience. Like my mate Paul met this Italian couple whilst he was backpacking, and they invited him back to their room for a threesome, and they gave him some LSD, and when they got there, the bloke one pulled a screwdriver on him and made him shit in his own shoe and eat it. What's the one?
The threesome doesn't seem so weird anymore. Classic Italy. What's going on?
Backpacking, and met Paul.
Who is her mate Paul? Who is that? Who's Paul?
Met this Italian room for a threesome, and they gave him some LSD, and when they got there, the bloke one pulled a screwdriver on him and made him shit in his own shoe and eat it. Whilst the woman one filmed it. And that's a side of drug use that Paul McCartney doesn't sing about, isn't it?
No, I think luckily that kind of experience never came his way.
In the 1997 election, why do you think more people voted for Tony Blair than Oasis?
You're making a mistake which was quite common at the time.
Blur?
Because the Prime Minister or Labour Party leader at the time was called Tony Blair.
Blur,
Blair.
blur,
Blair.
blur,
Blair.
blur.
Tony Blair was
Blur.
Prime Minister and leader of the Labour Party, and there was one of the biggest rock or pop bands of the time was Blur.
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 Yeah.
Blair.
Is Britain...
That would have been so funny if she said Blair when he said Blair. Tony Blair, the guy who was like George Bush's buddy during the war. He's that old? 1977?
at an important moment in history or a significant one?
I'd say really important.
Not significant.
What was? I missed it.
Blur.
Blur.
Blair.
Blur.
Yeah. Is Britain at an important moment in history or a significant one?
I'd say really important.
Not significant.
Well, both.
What if you had to choose one?
Important.
Not significant.
Just because it's important doesn't mean it's...
Her
They can be
404.
both. They can be important and significant.
Not in this.
Okay.
You have to choose one.
If I'm going to choose one,
Yeah.
I'll choose important.
So it's not significant. Who was Ron?
Among the Romantics, you mean?
Yeah.
William Godwin was quite wrong. He believed that there should be no laws at all in society.
Anarchy.
No, who's Ron?
Ron. Is there a Ron?
Yeah, the one that wrote all the poems and signed them by Ron.
Yeah,
Died in Greece.
That was his family name, Byron. Lord George Byron.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Who was the man from Nantucket?
That's right near me. Wait. We have nothing original over here. Every place name is a British place name. Portsmouth is right there. Bristol. Gloucester. Sheffield. I was going to ask a question. Why are so many New England names taken from England?
Byron wrote about in his poem.
Pisses me off.
I don't remember that poem.
It's the one that goes, there was a young man from Nantucket.
Is that Byron?
I think so. It was really good.
How did it end?
Who was the Darth Vader of the Empire?
Nantucket is an island right off the coast of where I live.
Who was the Darth Vader of the Empire? Was it
This
Queen
guy.
Victoria?
You probably wouldn't have had anyone quite as powerful as Darth Vader, as, if you like, a supreme leader.
What about Luke Skywalker?
I think many people would have liked to have undertaken a Skywalker-like role as a savior, but there probably weren't too many of those around.
Chewbacca?
No, I think that's stretching it.
And the dragon was threatening Saint.
Give credit to these historians, okay? They're great. And I love when someone's given a ridiculous, jokingly comparison, and then they roll with it in a serious way that makes sense. Mwah. The Mouche Bouche. Arrivederci.
George.
No, I think that's stretching it.
And the dragon was threatening St. George? Or do we just jump to conclusions because of the way the dragon looked?
The story
was a
of
black
St. George killing the dragon isn't actually true because there are no dragons.
After he killed the dragon, how was he rewarded? I mean, what's better than a saint?
Well, he didn't kill the dragon because dragons don't exist. It's made up.
But Chaucer's meant to be quite rude, isn't he? Could you describe a rude bit for me?
So there's a very famous scene where there's a woman, a very pretty woman called Alison, who everyone fancies, and she's in her bedroom with one lover, and then another would-be lover arrives at the window to serenade her and begs her for a
Classic. The butt.
kiss, and she sticks her arse out of the window, her naked arse, and he kisses that very enthusiastically, and then suddenly realizes what he's done and is quite upset and runs away.
Right, that's not very rude,
Was it the smell?
is it? Like, my mate Paul told me this joke about this bloke in prison who wore a bib round his backside, and that story went places I wasn't prepared for. Like, not even funny, just disturbing. And when I looked up, Paul was crying. The War of the Roses is a
Historians are
complicated
so good.
struggle.
Yes, it is. Screw this. I don't care. I do care. I don't get it. It's so... I'm sorry that you guys have to learn that.
The War of the Roses
I took a college course called The Tudors, and I don't really remember anything.
is a complicated struggle, but could you sum it up for my viewers in like 3 words?
Conspiracy, dynasty, war.
Could you do it a bit more thoroughly than that? I'll give you 10 seconds. Start.
It's a struggle to control England and the crown.
Wow, she's good. Because she didn't want to be cut off at the end, and she said it very quickly. She's good.
Control England and the crown.
Checkmate.
I've got a few more seconds.
Between warring
Stop.
dynastic.
Okay, I
be
feel
quiet.
good now. Okay, I'm happy. Good. Perfect. I'm ready for more serious videos now. Get serious. Super, super serious.